Hi, good evening. It's Dr. D. Kennedy. It's just me and you here for now. Hopefully some other people will join us. A little bit apologies for the late start. I just literally when you have kids, you probably know what what it is like to get them together for you to be able to do what you need to do. But anyway, they're not gonna stop us. We have to keep building, keep growing. Right. So again, if you're watching the recording or if this is your first time of joining us, my name is Pascal Wanaji. I started my let me see. Yeah, I started my online business in 2017, and ever since then, I began to help people share with my exactly what I'm doing, so that other people can copy and grow. Basically, what's the any area of their life that they choose to. Now, this is going to be live Q&A. So I have received a ton of questions, even from previously from last week that I didn't cover. So I've matched them up in a little way so I can actually um, get through all of them. Most of them are the similar theme. So I'm actually, right. I'm actually trying to make it as short as possible so that we can get through all the questions
Sure, thank you.
in a timely fashion. Right. Um, right. So first of all, housekeeping. Um, Thank you, my charger. Right. So housekeeping. First of all, everything I do share with you, I'm not one of, first of all, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not any guru or any of those things that you see people talk about online. I'm just an ordinary guy that will tell you exactly what I'm doing and getting results. Basically, selling products online, what works for me, what didn't work, what fails that I went through, some of the things that I overcame, my mindset, everything I went through, I will share that with you. In return, for you to take whatever that works for you, go and apply it. Anything that you don't agree with me, drop it and move on. There's no hard feeling. So because of that, we live in a world people say find it very easy to blame other people for their mistakes or not taking responsibility for their actions. So I'm gonna put a little disclaimer on the screen. It simply reads, because everything I share with you is live, so it's not like I hide anything. So disclaimer: what sets us apart in online business opportunities in our world-class training and method, as well as our integrity. So we want to let you know exactly where you stand. Note that individual results will vary. No results are guaranteed. With the help of our training and business systems, all the products and services we provide are for educational purposes and informational purposes only. While our members' testimonials of success are verifiable, this doesn't mean that you will get the same result. There are those who will not earn any money at all with our program because individual results will depend on your determination, hard work, ability to follow directions. And I can tell you that last bit, ability to follow direction, is one of the biggest problems. One of the biggest problems most people do face. Yeah, so I'm just gonna dive straight to my email. I received questions on multiple platforms, so I put them together in my notes. Yeah, so we go into the first one. Um, Basically, this one is from thank you. This one is from Nsi. Nsugi. Apologies if I butcher your name. Like I said, I'm not an English student or Nsugi. Thank you so much. I think I am interested in making money. I would love to join and make some profit for my small business I will start. How can you help me? Now, I think I'm interested um, to make more money. How can you help me to start? Um, there's Momento usually says when you say you are interested, that doesn't mean that you are committed. There's a difference between I am committed and I am interested. Let me try and digest that a little bit. I'm interested is like you don't have there's no urgent pressure for you to make money. So basically, you got work, your bills are paid, maybe you're just going through life, everything is sorted, but deep down inside you, you know some things needs to change. You can't keep going on the way you're going, and probably you don't spend time with your spouse, but you two still live in the same house, so things have not really gotten really bad. So you will be showing, and you're intelligent. I assume that, and you know how to use a computer. You know that people make money online. You know that if you put your effort into it, you can make it work. But you seem to lack the motivation to step into it. So that is kind of I'm interested when you're lacking motivation to. So it's what you're really waiting for is what will commit you to the process, and that is what creates change. Now, you need to understand something. Nobody's gonna convince you to. Uh, Nobody's gonna convince you to change your life. You probably know what exactly the small business that you're looking to start. What is the reason behind it? That is what is exactly going to push you through to be able to make it work. So you have to start thinking. I always say you have to start thinking a little bit ahead of time. You look at your life, maybe if you are around 40, you have kids, they are growing up, you look at generally what's happening around you. Do you really need a change? Then that is where you need to go into your imaginary mind and kind of bring the problem that will occur in 5 years' time, bring it to the present, imaginary, see if it's already happening today. So, what actions will you take to avoid that thing from happening or to solve that problem in 5 years' time? So, rather than waiting for you to get divorced, your children to get some people, we all have different fears. You might be a mother, um, your children might be teenage girls, and you don't want them to be hanging out with boys on the street before you because you're working long hours. Next thing you see, they come back home, they tell you you're pregnant, and you realize, oh, I didn't have time for my kids. That's why they messed up with these boys, and all sorts of things, irrational fears. Or maybe you have a boy in the house, or maybe you don't want him to mix up with bad kids on the streets and maybe get into dating dealings, drugs, and all that stuff, or get into gang violence, that sort of a thing. Or probably your children are not doing well in school, or your marriage is struggling. You're not experiencing real love in your marriage because you're constantly out of the house. You and your husband or spouse is changing the kids at the door. You come back tired. You're not really living. So you have to think a little bit ahead. If you continue to do what you're doing today, what is the worst case scenario? You bring that to the present because inevitably 5 years from now it's gonna go anyway, whether we like it or not. So you kind of bring it closer. It's not that it's happening, then you start solving those problems. You start putting a block on top of each one and to solve that problem as if it's already here. So that the advantage of this, it takes away the pressure that most people usually start with, which is get rich quick mentality. We all know that it takes a little bit of effort and time to get things up and running. But we always come in to ask, how soon can I start making money? So it puts you away from that. Then you go through the training or any course that you're looking to do to change your life in the right fashion, and you basically start building to solve that problem. So when 5 years from now arrives, you are now in a position where you already have infrastructure to deal with any sort of that problem. So most likely that problem will not happen because you've already dealt with it. You've already solved it way in advance. So people will look at you and think you're a genius or you're lucky in life. It's just simply that you are thinking ahead and you're taking necessary steps and measures to ensure your family, your children, your spouse don't get into a situation that will may cause more problem in the family. That's what I will say on this occasion. It's you have to, if I can share my experience with you, you have to literally take it a little bit serious, snap out from interested to committed, but you have to find a reason why you're doing it. So that the reason is what's going to be pulling you forward as you build your online business and grow. Um, the next question is from, seems to be Ndubeze. I think it's Kelechi. I hope you're doing well. Long time. I think I can say I am mentally ready now for my digital business world, and I look up to you to guide me through. Hoping to hear from you soon. Yeah, I look forward. I think I can say I am mentally ready now. This is kind of a mentorship. I look at this, it's more like a comment, or it's not really a question, but I'm trying to understand this kind of position when somebody is waiting for someone to guide him. Um, I've been working with mentors now, and I've been mentoring people. And the traits that I see that helps people succeed is basically, um, we don't pick our coaches or our mentors, they pick us. Probably, I might be wrong. Don't get me wrong, I might be wrong. I can't just go to somebody like Stuart now and say, um, Stuart, I would like you to mentor me. I'd like you to guide me through these steps. It doesn't really work that way. This is how I think it works. It's basically, if there's a training that you want to start a business online, you don't tell somebody, I am ready to start the training. Just start. So when you commit, you've made a statement to everybody around you, your family, your children, I am going in this direction. That is the power of commitment. So when you get into a training, there are steps. This is what makes the difference. There are steps to follow. So when you start going through these steps, you will eventually bump into one or two problems. Everybody does. I still bump into challenges today. So this is where your humility comes in, to ask for help. Matthew 7:7. Most of us don't ask for help, and we try to figure things out. Something that should take us literally like 10, 20 minutes to finish, we spend weeks and months just on one thing, just because we didn't ask questions. I can tell you this happens to a lot of people, including myself. I'm speaking from first-hand experience. So if you are prepared to um, start any training, demonstrate to yourself, not to me, not to your wife, not to your brother, not to your children. Demonstrate to yourself that you're ready, that you're willing to take yourself through a digital training, because everything is online. Literally everything: counseling, shopping, um, family meetings, um, family groups, Facebook groups, WhatsApp, everything is digital. So it's not the case of showing, looking for somebody to mentor you before you get started. You have to start before you find a mentor. That's what I would say. My mentors today, they coach me because every week they don't chase me, I chase them. Does that make sense? They have trainings every week. I show up for those trainings with my questions. That is telling them that this boy is going through these trainings that I have created. I might single him out and actually help him a little bit more. That's where that personal relationship is important when it comes to building, changing your life or building any business or losing weight. The relationship you have with the person that is mentoring you is really important. So that relationship is not born from talking, it's born from doing. Just want you to understand that. The relationship you cultivate with a mentor, somebody can charge you 5,000, 10,000. You've not really bonded with them. The relationship starts from you doing, and they see that you're actually doing the work. Then you will notice a difference in communication between you and the mentor. They share things, they help you overcome rough spots. Many people will go through some places and they fall just because you have that personal relationship. They guide you to give you like kind of shortcuts to avoid some of the mistakes most people do make online. Yeah. I think that's finished from the email. I think there's one more. No, that's it from the email. Um, so the next question is, let me just double check that this thing is working. Yeah. The next question is from um, Daryl. What do you think is the biggest challenge for new people starting an online business? So that would probably be a little, I guess, the biggest challenge for people starting online business. Humility, learning, patience. There's a whole variety of challenges people do encounter. But what I think most people, I'm going to take myself as examples. Maybe this will help you. This will help you. This is a very good question. The biggest challenge. See, when I started, I'm gonna use myself as an example. Then I'll share what I learned in the process so that you can see what is holding you back and how to avoid those sort of problems. So when I started, first of all, I committed. Let's take that away that you have started. It's not like you're thinking of starting. There's a difference. You're thinking and you've already signed up. Let's say you've signed up. What is the biggest problem challenge you're gonna face? One is get rich quick mentality, trying to get results too fast without really changing your mindset. That is one. The reason I say that is once we start, when I started, I was in a hurry. I don't know why. To make money. I don't know for whatever it is. I just want, first of all, it was led by fear that I was gonna be scammed. So they said there's a 30-day money back guarantee. So I said to myself, you're gonna be scammed. Okay, if this is a scam, um, right, okay, $100 will not kill me. I will find out if this is really a scam by the end of 30 days. Because I really wanted to start a business online. It's not that I was scared, but I really wanted it. Now, when I got into the training, I was literally like rushing through the whole training to get as much as possible and run away and ask for my money back, which was a typical thing that you do when you naive. But here is what happened. As I was going through the training, it was laid down step by step. So every module has activity you need to do. So I was doing those activities. And the funny thing was, towards the end of the 30th day, I've already learned how to build a website, very simple website, basic website. I was already learning how to advertise on Bing. So I was asking myself at the end of that 30 days, if you ask for your money back now, where are you going to? There's this thing in your head that is always talking to you. So where are you? Are you going back to the job you don't like? What are you going to be doing? So I had to talk to myself. I said, okay, let's go another 30 days. And that's where the magic started. So the first thing you gotta realize is, I don't know, to some degree you may have it or you may not have it. The biggest challenge is probably gonna be, um, most people will say tech. There's a tech savvy, don't know, find product to sell. All these things are excuses. If you invest time, you will learn how to sell products, and you will understand the training, and you'll be able to build something. That is I think, what is the biggest challenge. The second biggest one is probably trying to reinvent the wheel. It's kind of a trap that we fall into, um, because it confused me as well when I started. Where is the product? Or because it was a digital product, I didn't understand that coaching was a people can package coaching and courses online and sell it as a product or as a package. I did not get that concept. My mind, as an African Igbo boy, was like kind of trading. I had to have some sort of physical stuff, in order for me to make a transaction, make a sale. So I was busy looking for the physical products or where to. And what I didn't understand, that most people that were making a lot of money were on digital products, because one, it's delivered instantly, and there's no traffic or anything on the road. It's just straight, immediately sign up, boom, boom, product is delivered instantly, like ebooks. Download, click here to download it when you buy it. Those sort of things. So I did not get that concept very early. So I was looking for something physical to sell, until again I started looking at numbers. I didn't quite understand the numbers in the beginning. I realized if you're going to sell um, iPhone case, for instance, or an ebook, maybe $20. If your profit is $5, you need to sell 500 of that to make $500. Whereas some people will use the same system, the same marketing, and sell an online training or an online course or a software for 500, 1,000 programs, 5,000. In fact, I was asking myself, who buys this product? When I said, who is willing to pay 10,000? Until I sold one myself. I'm like, what? It comes from our mindset when we start, and we don't usually see things big. Some people, companies, maybe if you're in a company that you do invest in their staff, they do pay a whole lot of money for taking you to a course or training to refresh, or those sort of a thing. They say bring you for a course, manual handling, all those sort of things. Companies do pay a lot of money for those trainings. So it's those that understand the power of that investment. You could actually sell those for, let's say it was a recorded video or a training, how to lose weight. You could sell it, the same video, to, if you sell it $500, or a subscription model, maybe for $50 a month. You could sell that same video. You don't need to record the video twice. It's only once. You can sell it to as many people as possible in the whole wide world. So somebody can sell it to 1,000 people in the United Kingdom, 1,000 people in Australia, 1,000 people in the United States, just all of the same training, the same course, they just go through it. So it's the cost of that, making it that first time. That's actually the cost. The rest sales that comes after that, and you can sell it for months and years, and it's just profit. When I understood that, so don't try to invent the wheel. That's a big one. Follow a training that will teach you the truth very early on in your business, so that you avoid putting your hands into products that would take it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's all your choice. I'm just sharing my experience with you. If you like it, take it. If you don't like it, drop it. How long will it take before I start making money online? How long will it take? It depends on you. Everybody's different. I see people happen to take action very early on. Um, Happen to take action very early on, and some people will still be nagging. I was dealing with a lot of stuff, fears around online business is a scam, it doesn't work, people will take. I had to deal with that first before I started making, because you can't have this thing in your head playing games on you. It plays a game in your mind, and um, this thing might be a scam. You may be working on the business, but inside you, you think you're being scammed. You think so, you're not there present as if you're actually building something. So this is where I started. So it took me a while to get rid of all those doubts, worry. I think that's where Joseph Campbell said, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." So because a lot of people tell you online business is like a pyramid scheme, it's um, whatever. It doesn't work. It's hard. It's saturated. You got to deal with all those things. So it's you, because what they are doing is they are telling you their own truth. Somebody else is telling you online business works. It's not a pyramid scheme. Um, you can actually build passive income. So there are two sides of the story. You just need to understand that. Then you now have the option to choose. That is where your power lies. Are you gonna believe as you Matthew 8, 6:33 or something? No. As you believe, so shall it be done unto you. What do you believe? Do you believe it's a scam? What's your behavior? Do you believe it's a pyramid scheme? What's your behavior? Your behavior will tell you what you believe. Do you believe you can succeed when you pay? What's your behavior? Then on the other hand, I'm going to make it work. What's your behavior? I'm going to learn how to find the product. I'm going to go through this training. What's your behavior? Your behavior is not what you're thinking. It's not what you are. There's a way the subconscious mind works. It's not what you're saying, but you can tell this from a lot of things from what is coming out of you. But your behavior is what is that's when I mean behavior, your attitude is a direct reflection of what's happening in your subconscious mind. It's I can tell you how strong this is. What's your attitude, the way towards anything online? If it comes to paying for buying a new phone, ordering a phone online, do you feel any that you're going to be scammed and all that stuff? Probably not. But when it comes to investing in yourself, which probably most of us don't do, usually most in our entire life, or we do it very late on in life, maybe when we get to 40, 50, that's when we start understanding that people that really live a balanced, well, fruitful life invest in themselves. So what how do you feel about paying somebody money to train you when you think you should know something that you don't know? You see, there's your attitude towards money, your attitude towards people. This is exactly what is reflecting what's in your subconscious mind. So you have to to tell you the time that you are going to start earning income, it's going to come down to your attitude from day one. You can't have a skeptical mindset and succeed. You can't have a negative mindset and succeed. You have to find positivity, that is growth, um, positive attitude, action taker, believe in yourself, um, confidence. Just you just probably know all the qualities that is required to be successful. That is what you should be looking at for yourself. Do I have confidence? Um, do I have the right attitude for this business? Do I have the right mindset? Am I prepared to go the distance? Am I well, how if I run out of money, how would I figure this out? So all these things, it's what's gonna determine how long it's gonna take you. The way you respond to these sort of questions, because they will arise as you begin to go through the training, as you begin to build your business. you will be faced with challenges. It's how you respond to these questions that will arise in the journey. That's what will determine your success. It's not literally about making the first couple of dollars. I'm talking about building a proper business. So I made my first dollar, $29. It didn't change my life, but it actually switched my mindset. I'm like, if I could make money sleeping, $1, I could make more. So it didn't change my life, but it woke me up. And that's when things began to change. Well, that's when I actually began to see this thing as a possibility. But my attitude before that was never give up mentality. You have to try your best. It's not an easy path. I often tell people business is not for everybody, because most people can't make the decisions required to build a business. That's why most of us stay employed for the rest of our life. Um, we can't make certain decisions. We rely on people to make decisions for us in life, for the rest of our lives, most of us. And I'm a typical example of that. I relied on people to tell me what to do, when to wake up, when to see my children, when to take my wife on a holiday. So I wasn't making any decisions for my life. So again, it's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just choices that we all have to make. Yeah. So my parents, my mom was a teacher, my dad was a business guy. So I knew that very early on that I wanted to be into business. Um, but I didn't learn that from them. I had to figure out my own way out. So, but I always know the flexibility, the freedom that comes with owning a business. You don't get that working for somebody else. Right? So again, it's all up to you what you decide. Um, in terms of time, it's gonna come down to your attitude, because you have big decisions: time to wake up, time to open your laptop, discipline. This discipline is one of the key words there. You have to discipline yourself to go through some sort of a regimentation. So if you went to boarding school, you probably have advantage over somebody that went to day school. The reason I say that is we have to this kind of disciplinary routine that we go through when our parents are not there. So those qualities were engraved in us at very early age. If not, you should find a way. You can always train your mind. I believe that you can always train your mind, but some people do have certain advantages. If you've done anything sales in the real world, you probably had an advantage of somebody that hasn't done sales before. When it comes to when you join an online business, so there are because sales is what you probably know a little bit more how to deal with people, how to deal with customers. Unlike somebody like me that started from scratch, I had to learn all those things. So that's why it took me, I think, 4 months, 4.5 months to make my first sale. But as soon as I did that, I broke the I say broke the yoke. I broke the yoke. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Avora Eva said, question is, that's my question. Where is the product? Okay. This is what I learned. I'm gonna share this with you. By first of all, you'll find people selling, let's say, for example, iPhone cases. They tell you, man, iPhone is launching a new phone. Wait for it, invest in it, and you'll be able to be one of the people that will sell the cases when it comes out, and you make a whole lot of money. It's obvious it will sell. It's a brand new phone. The case will sell. People will even buy. If you want to get into the whatever, people will buy iPhone case. Just for example. Now, pick two people. One, both of them selling the same product in the same training through the same course. Let's say the same similar website. Everything is the same. The only varying thing is the two individuals. One person is making the sale, killing it, and the other person is struggling. What is the problem? It's down to the intention. I'll say that again. Two people, the same product, the same training, the same everything. The only variable is the two individuals. One person is making sales, but killing it in the business. And the other person is saying, it's hard, it's tough, this thing is not working. I'm spending too much money. What is the problem there? It's the intention. One person really, really wants to help people protect their phone. And the other person really just wants to make money. So let me explain that. Let me go a little bit deeper and explain that. You see, the guy that just wants to make money, when he is manufacturing the iPhone case and all that stuff, he is looking for the cheapest material, low quality, so that he could sell it for high price. He's not talking about how to design this case to help people actually protect their phone. He's just telling the manufacturer, can you find me a product, or I've designed a case for me just to that will cover the phone, and I'll sell it very cheap, and I'll sell it. Now, the same person, the other person is going into a little bit more detail and offering the same thing, but is making sure the phone, before he picks up the case to sell it, he has actually bought the case, probably used the case, and showed to himself that this case actually helps people protect their phone. So when he is now speaking to you, he is not speaking to you on the basis of to make the money. He's speaking to you to help you protect your phone. That's the difference. There's a difference there. So when it comes to the product is the iPhone case is not the product. The product is you. It's what's in your messaging, what's in your blog. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. So you're going to record a video to sell the iPhone case, or you're going to write a blog, as it's going to come from your inside out. So when I'm reading that blog, when I'm watching the video, the energy you are putting into it is already telling me that this guy knows about this phone or this iPhone protector, or this guy is just here to make money. He's not even telling me exactly what I need to succeed. So protect my phone. Does not, you will notice, take yourself, for example, you will feel that when somebody is there to actually help you, you will know. You don't, once they open their mouth and say one or two things, you already know. You already feel it. Then you might have other demons that you're dealing with. That's different thing. But they say when you hear the truth, you will know it. So when you hear something that is true, genuine, you will probably sense it. So that is what you need to understand. The product is always you. People buy you, not the iPhone case or the resistant band or the shirt or the t-shirt. They buy you all the time. So develop yourself. Ask yourself, will you employ yourself if you had a business? Will you employ somebody that behaves like you? So that will give you an indication of, will somebody buy my product if I launch it? So if your answer is no, you probably know you need to invest in yourself to develop yourself so you can be able to appreciate, start loving yourself. So you will always find that amusing in the beginning, but I can tell you, this will cement your business. Anything that, there's a book that I read, it said anything you touch turns to gold. Any business you go into is always prosperous because you're going in with the right intention. It's just like, I don't know if you saw the thing that happened Coca-Cola and C. Ronaldo when he moved the Coke. He did, it's out of subconscious mind. He didn't even know when he did it. But the fact that he knows that Coca-Cola is not in line, or because of the sugar there, he avoids sugar to make himself stay optimum in his performance. I don't think he came there to do that, or it's something that happened out of, I don't drink Coke, somebody else can have this. It's not him. So that alone is his brand. He's a brand of no sugar discipline. So there's a lot that you need to you probably need to get through, but I'm just sharing with you the product is always you. So will you invest in yourself? People will invest in your products. That's the way I look at it. I hope you find this interesting, and I hope it helps you. How do I get a product, please? Now, Eva, to get a product is not the product is not a problem. The product is not a problem. Let's not focus on product as if iPhone case or resistant band or books or any of that you can't pick one and sell it. That has never been a problem. The problem is always fear that we entertain before we start. Once we start being, I spent 7 years in fear until I came to the point that I said to myself, Pascal, when will you change? It's not the people started today. People signed up today. People will sign up later this evening. People will sign up tomorrow. So all these people signing up to educate themselves in digital world, they are not signing up because they don't know how to find a product. They've overcome that fear that, you know what, I'm going to go in and learn this stuff. I can't keep doing what I'm doing. My children will struggle if I don't change. So you have to know the reason why you haven't started. Some people will tell you, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I'm not tech savvy. All these are excuses we make up. I made it up. Pascal, I'm not telling you somebody else. I came up with excuses upon excuses, no time, no money, no, not really no money, but I was working, so I always had money. I didn't know how to build a website. I didn't know where to find the product. I manufactured all sorts of excuses under the sun. But how long could you keep doing that, Pascal? How long? Not until I had my son and I realized I'm still going to work. Things are not changing. This boy is going to school. I don't even know the name of his teacher. I don't even know who is helping him. He's not doing well as I expected. He's 4 years old back then. He couldn't do decent reading, small reading, drawing, and all this stuff. And I was constantly arguing with my spouse because we didn't have time for each other. We were always apart, not necessarily apart, but the whole better part of the whole day, we never spent it together. So I come back from work with stress. She comes back from work with stress. We pounce on each other with stress, double wahala. It creates problem. All this, but that's not my ideal marriage. The reason we decided to get married in the first place. So when you start understanding what is your problem and what you're solving, now anything you people are selling online, I'm gonna sell the same thing. That's how I started. That's how I started. Whatever these people are, I'm not gonna keep playing around this bush for long. Whatever they're doing, I am going to figure it out. I'm going to make this work. So the attitude changed. Once that attitude changed, I was not in a hurry anymore. I started putting in the work, putting in time. And products, I sell digital products. I have a personal coaching that I just launched. There's a website training that I just launched. I sell resistant band on Shopify. They're building a Shopify store for me now. The problem is not the product to sell. The problem is, can you overcome your fears and start taking action to take control of your life and finances? Because I realized working for somebody is never gonna get me financial freedom. I looked at the people that were in this country. I'm an immigrant. Everybody that came before me, I'm not saying you can do this experiment yourself. Every single one of them, I was seeing, God forgive us. I saw a woman, she was in her 65th birthday or 64th birthday, close to retirement. Her knees was hurting her. She was working in NHS, but she was taking night shifts just to help her son pay off his mortgage because his son lost his job and they were going to repossess his house. So they were running, walking. The woman was working to help the son until the son finds a job. It's not easy what mothers go through. So I saw that. I'm like, and she had been in this country for over 20 years. So I started looking at everybody that went through that nursing, from childcare, you get into nursing, they keep going down that route. Started looking at all of them. Not that they were broke, they all had money, but they were all working long hours. They never spent time with their children because they were taking shifts to balance life. And there's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. I just observed. And I sat down one day and I asked myself, if you follow this path, because everybody will tell you, everybody probably you're not, I don't know, that went through that. If you come into the country the first time, that's the first thing they'll tell you to do. But you realize you stay there for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your life, doing almost the same thing, not really living. So I observed that, where I said to myself, if you go down this road, look at the car she's driving, look at the house they live in, that is exactly what you're probably going to have when you get to that point. So I made a conscious decision that I was not going to go into that trade of, there's nothing, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with nursing, but it wasn't for me. Then I started looking at people that were doing different things. I was seeing online, I didn't understand what they were doing. The more you look, the less you see. But I love the idea of it gives you freedom, it gives you flexibility, but how to get there is what I don't. How long will it take me? I don't know. How are they positioned? How are they selling things? I don't know. So I basically had two options. Do I go down this route or do I go down this road? The obvious of the outcome of this one was obvious. I was going to be still working when I'm 60, 65. It was obvious because it's not just that woman. Like all of them, like 98% of people that came before me were on that road. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I just didn't like the picture that I saw. So this other side, I don't know the outcome. But I can see people living lifestyle, traveling when they want, doing it. To be honest with you, I never believed it could happen for me. I'm being honest. I just decided to take one step after the other one, trusting God for everything.
It's 19 hours.
Sorry, 1 hour done now. Trusting God in the whole process, walking down the whole path. And today, I'm very confident of what I've created. And I can't tell you how excited I am about the future. I understand it a lot more better now. So I have set big goals and big dreams to even push myself to the next level. So it's something that you have to observe. I'm not telling you to follow me. Just observe what I'm sharing with you. Because if you follow anybody, you're probably going to become that person. So I decided to follow people that are online, and I'm happy it's giving me the peace in my home, which is the far most important thing. My children are now doing well in school because we learn every day. Not necessarily every day, but at least 30 to 21 hour every single day. I get them to write, I get them to read to me, I get to do those things. But it was impossible if I was working. It's absolutely impossible. You come back, they're sleeping. You live in the house, they're sleeping. So I thought about what I was. You don't need to convince me. I knew I need to change. there's a difference. I didn't wait for people to convince me to change. I knew that something is not right about the beliefs I've created before or beliefs I carry. So if whatever you're doing now is not working for you, just know that the belief that you have is not serving you. You need to change your belief system. It's that simple. Because as you believe, those so shall it be done unto you. So I hope this helps you getting a little bit deeper. This is a mindset thing. I think I got one or two more questions left. One second, notes. Yeah, I am not technically savvy. How do you support me? I have not done anything online before, Maria. If you're not technically savvy, there's a verse in the Bible. I'm gonna digress a little bit. When it comes to learning, I'm just typing it. I'm just searching it. In Matthew 19:14. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm just type this. I'm gonna share my screen so that you learn. Again, everything that you do. I'm gonna share my screen. So it's Matthew 19-14. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." What does Jesus Christ really mean? Again, from these words, the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these, belongs to people, belongs to children. What does it really mean? If you have kids in your home now, maybe below the age of 4 or between that 4 to 7, I want you to do some experiments for yourself. Bring out a French, maybe everybody in the house speaks English. Just pretend to bring out a French book and say, we are going to learn French today. Get them all excited. We're going to learn how to speak French. Watch their behavior. Then after 20 minutes, you tell them, let's do mathematics. Watch their behavior. They are always eager to learn. That is why they don't carry any baggage. They are not resentful. They are not picky. They are open-minded. If you tell a child, this butterfly is going to fly all the way to that place and come back, if you call his name, the child will believe it. So what I mean by that is, the reason I'm bringing this up is, you need to open your mind up to believe that you can learn again. So the idea that you're not technically savvy gets deleted because you can learn it. So don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Don't say things that you're not. If you haven't invested the time to see how it works or how you can get started or start going through the training, don't go by what people have written on their blog posts or in their training or what you've read online or what you've seen people say. Always go pick all this information, assimilate it, that's comprehended like a child, accept all of them, then take the one. You're an adult now, take the one that serves you and delete the rest. It's that simple. So the idea you're not technically savvy, it's just open-minded to learning. If you're humble to learn, your life will change. It's humility. Children are always humble. They are, I think it's James 4 verse 16. 4:10. Is it 10 or 16? It's 10. Humble yourselves before the Lord. And I'm going to share my screen. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up. So it's all about humility. If you can humble yourself to say, I don't know this thing, and you show up for the webinar, please, and you ask that question in ignorance, I don't know, like as if you're not afraid of criticism, because that's what's probably holding you back. You don't want people to see that you don't know computer, or you don't know how to use computer at your age. So it's fear of criticism that is holding you from not showing up fully for yourself and your family and your children. So you need to overcome that. And the only way to overcome that is to show up for the training. You can read all the books in this world. You can meditate, you can pray, you can fast. Nothing is going to change until you start showing up to learn how to build a website, learn how to launch a video in YouTube, learn how to advertise on Google, learn how to do until you show up. I don't care how long you fast, how long you pray, how long you meditate, how long you do all this stuff, you read books, join the training, until you take, for example, when will somebody learn how to play basketball? You see a kid that is learning how to play basketball, shoot ball, and he's watching video games. He's playing this thing in the soccer, in the game, watching videos, watching YouTube videos, keep watching, keep consuming a lot of videos, 1,000 videos. When is he gonna learn how to shoot basketball? It's the only time he's gonna learn is when he picks up a ball and goes to the court and start throwing ball into that net. That is the time he starts practicing, and that's how he learns. You are not going to be an exception in this rule. Nobody's going to be. The only time you learn how to sell products online is opening your laptop every day and learning, going through training and implementing what you're learning. It's just that simple. The idea that you're not technically savvy is just a question that you have to ask myself. Am I willing to learn this? The answer is yes. Take the action. Invest in yourself. I hope you guys find this training insights. Today was a little bit of mindset, a lot more. Let me see if I have more questions. Okay, a few people are still joining on board. If you are still joining, feel free to watch the recording. Felix is asking, how do you get started? Now, if you are, because we are streaming this live on YouTube, so I'm going to add the link and I'll talk you through a little bit of how I do help. Again, there's no pressure. If you want to change your life, this is not something they convince you to do. Because Les Brown said, you can't sell people on financial independence. If you have to convince them again and again and again. Life is too short trying to convince people of financial independence. Life is too short trying to sell people on changing their destiny. If they can't see it, you can't give it to them. So again, if you can't see the benefit of starting your own online, but I can't give it to you. That's what Les Brown is saying. I listened to that audio a lot. So nobody convinced me to start. I sat down and thought about my life and I decided to change direction. It's not an easy thing or task to do. Most people will not do it. They will die out the way their life is. That's still okay. There's no problem with that. I've learned a very powerful lesson. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. This last prayer Jesus Christ said on the cross, I always use that to console, because I realize, I understand that prayer. It's not easy. You see some people, they are struggling in almost every area of their life. Just one training can do the change in everything in their life, but they just can't overcome whatever that is going on in their mind to invest in themselves. And everybody in their family struggles just because. So I am not going to judge anybody for those actions. I don't know why they do it. I don't understand it. But here is what I say to you. Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. I don't know. I just don't know. So I'm going to add a link on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you should see the link pop up. Now, if you're watching the recording, I'm going to send it out tomorrow. Most likely, you'll see the button under the video. I will embed this video on YouTube. 1 second. I'll embed this video on YouTube, and you should be able to have access to it. So it's going to bring you to a training, a video like this. This is a video where I talked about the 3 things that you really need to succeed online. And if you watch it, then Stewart will talk you through about types of business models that you can start. I highly recommend everybody starts with affiliate marketing, because affiliate marketing is one of the most powerful businesses that you can get yourself in. It's literally a way to sell other people's products done for you. Almost 95% of the work is done for you. All you need to do is focus on marketing. And once you get good at marketing, you'll learn the skill of acquiring customers. And that's the only skill that is required to keep any business afloat. That's the secret right there. If you know how to acquire customers, then you can actually build a business, because your business will never go out of money, because you probably know how to sell. So that's what the advantage affiliate marketers have. And that's why a lot of companies now are leveraging the power of affiliate marketing. So if you sign up, you will get 97. I still want to talk you through this bit. It's not my job. You can see the link here to get started. Just click on it or use the one under this video to get started, and it will take you to the form. You fill out the form, and obviously that will give you access to the training. And from there on, I can then invite you to join a private Facebook group where we do meeting every Saturday. We show up. I'll share with you some of the concepts that actually can help you get results faster. Because if I made some mistakes, I don't expect you to make those mistakes. So I will share exactly simple things that you can do to maximize your time, and so you can actually begin to get traction in your business, whatever you choose to sell, very quickly. All right. I hope to see you guys there. Apart from that, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I'll do this live every Tuesday, 6 p.m. UK time. We're fifth. I hope you find some value out of it. Apart from that, take it easy. Keep things very simple. Don't complicate it, because every time I say this, I just feel relaxed. In the end, according to the book, you were successful. Just think about that. In the end, 2025, you had a business for running online. You were making the type of money that you want. All your children are happy and healthy because you put in the work today to create that life. So relax. In the end, you were successful. Once you know that, peace. Take it easy.